in the temple. If you go to the book of Ezekiel, the Spirit of God took Ezekiel and will show him things how some elders are in the temple, under the temple, they are burning incense to camels. Camels say God in that time. He saw some women facing the east, backing the temple, facing the east, bowing down to the sun. Ezekiel, that's in the book of Ezekiel. They were engaged in all those things in the church. Now, those things they were doing, that God took Ezekiel to show him, the assembly of Israel that go to the temple to worship don't know those things. I hope you know. They don't know that this kind of thing is happening in the temple. They come here, they make sacrifices, they go. But they know that the priests of God have created a cult. In the book of Ezekiel, let me see what I can show you that. If you see the book of Ezekiel 8, I think that's where that spiritual accounts. It's written in the scriptures, Ezekiel 8. You see where God was taking the spirit of his prophet Ezekiel to show him things that happened in the temple. I want to use that to give you an understanding of what Jesus meant when he said that this church have a reputation of being alive, but they're dead. And I'm telling you that one person can successfully deceive people that he's not what he is, and without being in a cult. One person. But an institution cannot successfully deceive people that they are not what they are without a cult. It takes a cult within the institution to put up that kind of display. It takes what? A cult within that institution. It is not possible for one person and institution to deceive everybody that is what it is without people knowing. They will know. So those who know will be brought into an understanding. Will be made to swear an oath of secrecy. And once you swear an oath of secrecy in any institution you are, or any organization you are, it's a cult. I don't want to touch other areas. That's why you can see most of the forces. In the company, most of the forces. There's always a cult there. But let's not go into that. Now look at Ezekiel 8. You see there, in the 6th year, in the 6th month of the 5th day, while I was sitting in my house, the elders of Judah were sitting before me. The hands of the sovereign Lord came on me there. I looked and I saw a figure like that of a man, just like what you are reading in Revelation. The revelation of the person who is receiving this revelation, the book of Revelation 1, 2, and 3, was Apostle John, right? And he was also giving this revelation. He saw something like Ezekiel saw here. He saw the image of Christ, in a spiritual dimension. Okay, so the same way, Ezekiel is seeing an image here. He said, I looked and I saw a figure that of a man, from what appeared to be from his waist down was like fire, and from there up his appearance was like a bright as a glowing mantle. He stretched out what looked like a hand and took me by the hair of my head. Maybe what he saw and I came up, you don't know whether it's a hand, but it's something that looks like a hand. But know that thing was able to lift him up. Okay? He took me to my head. The Spirit lifted me up between earth and heaven. And in the vision of God, I looked, he took me to Jerusalem. So while he was ministering, see why the prophet can be ministering to where he say, I see. Eh? The prophet can be say, I see. So while he was in front of the elders, he began to see something. So the Lord took him to Jerusalem, to the entrance of the north gate of the inner court. When it's the entrance of the north gate of the inner court, it's talking of the temple of God. The big temple of God. Don't be like the north gate. Because it has east, west, north gate, different gates as God directed him to design the temple. So I said the temple of the north gate of the inner court, where the idols, I see it there. I look at the scriptures, where the idols that provoke to jealousy stood. And there before me was the glory of God of Israel. You see, those people who say that they cannot be possessed if God is in them. That's a logical understanding we have when we are growing. You believe as Christians you cannot be possessed. Why Spirit of God is in you? Well, you are fooling yourself. Look at this. The temple means your body is a temple of God. How many? The body is a temple of God. This is the temple of God. And the temple of God, the earth has got an idol. And the Bible said that when the idol was there, behind him was the glory of God. So two things were inside the temple. Occult power, demonic power, darkness was there as idol, introduced by the priest. And behind that idol was the glory of God, the power. So God said, you can't be possessed. It's not like there's one seat in your body where if God is sitting here, the devil cannot sit again. And that's the mentality we have, that there's one seat in our body. If you give God your life, God sits on that seat to run your life. And when it's only one seat, is God sitting there, no other person can sit there. If devil is sitting there, God cannot sit there. You see yourself, your body is like a house. It's like a house. Spirit of God can enter. Spirit of devil can enter. At the same time. Just as you're here, good people can come to church here. Bad people can come to church here. So it is you who owns the body that has the responsibility to decide who you want to dominate that body. It is not God that does that for you. You're the one that do that. You're the one that begins to chase away the evil or the powers of evil that want to take hold of you. This knowledge saved me. If not, by now, of course, people would have finished me. Because I will still be living in that false fantasy that devil cannot possess me and they will finish me. So look at it here. It says, where the idol provoked jealousy stood, and there before me was the glory of the God of Israel, as in the vision I have seen in the plain. Then he said to me, Son of man, look towards the north. So I looked, and in the entrance north of the gate of that altar, I saw this idol of jealousy. And he said to me, Son of man, do you see what they are doing? Who is he referring to? Who is he referring to? Don't do this. The pastor, the priest. Are you seeing what the priest is doing? He's showing him. So this thing he's showing him. It's not what everybody knows. Nobody knows. It's a secret in the temple. People come to the temple, sacrifice to God, bring their sin offering, bring their guilt offering, bring all those offering, and do the normal thing, the ritual they do in the temple. They do it, they go. They don't know that these things happen in the temple. You see why I tell you, that's not how a church can put up a reputation of being alive where they are there without a court. Look at it. So the Spirit of God took him. When the elders came to consult him, the Lord said, before you answer them, let me show you what they are doing. He said, you see what they're doing? So by you see what they are doing, the other despicable things the Israelites are doing here, things that will drive me far from my sanctuary. You know what I mean? I'm here, but this is again, I'm taking my way. I don't like it. It's making me angry. Sanctuary, what is the sanctuary? Sanctuary is a place declared for God to worship Him. And where are they doing this in this sanctuary? Who are doing it? They don't do this with the elders. So see that, but you will see things that are even more deceptive. He took him again. He said, okay. Then he brought me to the entrance of the halls. I looked and I saw a hole in the wall. He said to me, Son of man, now dig into the wall. I see what I'm telling you. It's a secret. That people go to the church and go. They don't know that these things are happening. These things that God is showing His prophet secret. People in Israel, the general public, the people who come to worship God here, they don't know about this. But there are some people that know. So they are like what Christ is saying to the church of Sardis. You have a reputation of being alive, but you are dead. Just continue. Let me show you. I want you to use that and get an understanding. It says, Son of man, now dig into the wall. So I dug into the wall and saw a door was a doorway there. I mean, it's a secret chamber. A secret what? Chamber in the church. Nobody knows that something is here. But God knows it's here. So He took His servant spirit to that place and said, break this wall. You see a door that is in this wall that nobody knows. he saw a door there, and he said to me, go in and see the wicked and detestable things they are doing here. So I went in and looked, and I saw portraits of all over the world, all kinds of crawling things and unclean animals, and all the idols of Israel. In front of them stood 70 elders of Israel. 70. 70 elders of Israel was in the secret chamber in the temple of God. People don't know their name. Have you seen why the problem we are facing today, where people combine God's power with witchcraft and do explicit things? It didn't start. Why they are doing this thing in the temple, it's not because they can't find another place to do it. It's because they want to connect witchcraft with divine power. Because they say 70 in front of them stood 70 elders of Israel, and he called some people he know. He was able to recognize some and their names. And Jezamiah, son of Sapha, was standing among them. Each had a censer in his hand. Incantation. Had a censer in his hand. And the fragrance cloud of incense was rising upon burning incense. Then God said to me, Son of man, have you seen what the elders of Israel are doing in the darkness? Each at the shrine of his own idol. They said, the Lord does not see us, the Lord has forsaken the land. And again he said, you will see them doing things that are even more detestable. Then he brought me to the entrance of the north gate of the house of the Lord, and I saw women sitting there. This is now in verse 14. Ezekiel 8:14. I saw women sitting there, mourning the God of Tammuz. As I told you, Tammuz. Mourning the God of Tammuz. He said to me, do you see this, son of man? You will see things that are even more deceptive than this. He then brought me into the inner court of the house of the Lord, and there at the entrance of the temple, between the portico and the altar, were about 25 men. 25 men with their back towards the temple of the Lord. And that's a demonstration we have done back on you. And their faces towards the east. They were bowing down to the sun in the east. Cosmic power. Cosmic power. That's the power. If witchcraft, they use witchcraft concept on you. My dear, you are big trouble, because if you keep repeating, the people who use cosmic power witchcraft on you, that's what can render you completely useless, because whatever they do to you with cosmic power, after some time it will repeat again. After some time it will repeat again. And if you don't defeat, whenever the wave comes, if you don't defeat it, the next one will be worse than the present one. I don't want to go into all that, because these are some objects of Christian faith that most of the people are not know, unless you are called and God take you to some spiritual experiences to expose you to what darkness can do. You can't be a man who fights darkness, you don't know darkness. You can't be a man who fights darkness, you don't know how darkness operates. It doesn't make sense. When God raises you to be a hand, an instrument in time to fight powers of darkness, He will put you through a school that will expose you to the operations of darkness, since you will not see the futures. Bowing down to the sun, that's cosmic powers. I say there, where is this happening? Where is it happening? In the temple of God. That is what is happening about it. Is it not happening today? I told people, one of the greatest spiritual dark power in the world today flows from the church. You can quote me. The strongest spiritual power of darkness today on this earth flows from the church, not from the church. They have to combine light and darkness to produce that kind of power. When Jesus was talking about this, people didn't know. He said, man, if your eyes are heard, if your eyes are heard, what happens? He said, your whole body will be heard. But if your eyes are sick and not heard, your body will not be heard. Then he made a statement that is very